Good morning, everyone. I'm going to be going over the syllabus for Social Work 502. You'll see here in Getting Started is the syllabus. I'm going to give you time on your own to read over the course description. It's basically what this course is about, emphasis on the biological, psychological, and environmental influences on social and emotional disturbances. So in this course, we're going over more of the DSM-5 and diagnoses, which happens to be one of our students' favorite courses. So I'm excited to be teaching that. As with every other course, please review the primary practice behaviors. And I just want to kind of bring us to the course objectives, looking to demonstrate social and psychological understanding of emotional and behavioral dysfunction, and kind of skipping down to assessing an individual's functioning within a multidimensional framework, which is the biopsychosocial. And I'm sure that you've heard about the biopsychosocial in other courses, but just wanted to kind of bring your attention to the fact that as social workers in diagnoses, it is our primary job to ensure that we are looking at all aspects of a person and not just their diagnosis. So we're looking at their health and their wellness, as well as their social surroundings and their support groups, socioeconomic status, race, culture, gender, ethnicity, things like that. So just kind of wanted to bring that to your attention for when we are looking at diagnosis, because it's kind of easy to get wrapped up into diagnosing somebody and kind of sticking with that diagnosis versus looking at other things that might be going on in a person's life. Also bringing your attention to the required text. My computer's not being very kind today. The required text is the American Psychiatric Association Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, the 5th edition. If you haven't already gotten that, you already probably know that the best place to get that is Amazon. And I understand that it is a pricey initial purchase. However, I pinky promise that it will be worth it, not only in this course, but throughout your entire career. So definitely a required text for this course, as well as the APA's 2009 publication manual of the APA, 6th edition, and Francis's 2013 Essentials of Psychiatric Diagnosis. And this is responding to the challenges of the DSM-5. As far as requirements are concerned, satisfactory attendance, meeting appropriate academic ethical standards, satisfactory demonstration of the required readings, and participation in class activities, and a B or better grade in the course. So it's going to be my objective to touch base with you if I feel like any of those things are in jeopardy. I'm going to be grading on a weekly basis, interacting with you guys several times a week, so you'll know whether there's an issue long before the end of the course. As far as course policies are concerned, because this is an online course, it does require a great deal of interaction online, which I understand can be great for some people and not so great for others. It's really easy to get, well, I'll just look at it later or something like that. It's important to be interacting and on the boards as much as possible as far as the assignments are concerned and the postings. My main thing regarding submission of assignment, lateness of assignments, is that please communicate with me. If there's something going on, if you are going to be late with an assignment and you know you're going to be late, please communicate with me. Send me an email, let me know that you're going to be late, as well as giving me when you will be able to complete the assignment, if not by the due date. If I'm not getting communication from you, I'm going to reach out to you and kind of check in, see what's going on. If I'm still not getting communication back from you, that is going to negatively impact your grade. And that's kind of an overall situation in the program. If you need help, just ask. I'm here and I'm willing to help. But I'm not a mind reader as much as I would love to be. So I'm not able to figure out what's going on in your life if you're not telling me. So please feel free to, touch base with me, ask me questions, anything like that. So I'm going into the course evaluation, and these are basically, you're going to see this in several different places, and I'm going to go over it in several different places in this video, but these are all the assignments that are going to be due for this course. Every week on Thursday is an initial discussion that is due. So that means anytime from Monday of the week to Thursday, you're posting your initial discussion in the weekly discussion board. And then by Sunday of that week, you're going to be responding to your peers. You're going to see on the calendar, as I'm going to show you, that I put all of those due dates in the calendar, so you're going to be able to see when it's due, and also the word requirement for each of the discussions. On week 2, the quiz is due, so that's Sunday of week 2, the quiz questions will be due. Week 3, your clinical vignette part 1 is due, so that's Sunday of week 3. Week 4, your quiz for week 4 is due. Week 5, clinical vignette part 2. Week 6, your condition presentation is due, so that's Sunday of week 6. And then Sunday of week 6, also the final part 3 of your clinical vignette paper is due. Please don't worry about trying to get this right now. I've actually written it down in several places, so I'm just going over it very briefly right now. Going a little bit in depth with the course assignments, your class participation, which is your weekly discussions, is worth 20% of your grade. So it's a pretty significant piece of it. As I said before, initial discussion posts are due by Thursday of the assigned week by 11:15 p.m. and check-in response posts, are due by Sunday of that same week. So a sufficient initial post will be a minimum of 200 words and a maximum of 500 words. And responses are a minimum of 75 words and a maximum of 150 words. Something I just request is, like, any greetings like hello Barbara or thank you Aaron, those do not count in the minimum words. And I know that sounds kind of silly, but believe me when I tell you that there's I'm looking for depth in your responses, so those don't count. I'm not a huge word stickler. I'm really not. I just want to make sure that you're answering the questions. As I said before, week 2 is your quizzes. That's worth 10% of your grade, and week 4 is also another quiz, and those are both worth 10%, weeks 2 and 4 quizzes, and they are going to be based on case examples, which we'll go into later on in the course. Clinical vignettes part 1 and 2 are both worth 10 points. The first part, vignette part 1, is due week 3, and the second part, which we'll go down to here, is due week 5. You'll see it right here. Both of them come, with a grading rubric, and I'll make sure that when I'm grading, I'm attaching that rubric with I'll email it to you or send it to you in some way so that you have an understanding of what was good, what needed work, and where your grade came from. The condition presentation assignment, which is using a brief PowerPoint using Screencast-O-Matic, is due week 6. You're actually going to sign up for a mental health condition by Sunday of week 1. So this coming Sunday, which is going to be the 4th, is when you will have that sign up due and posted. And then discussion for the condition presentation will be in week 7. There's lots of discussions in week 7, but no reading, no videos, nothing like that. Number 5, the clinical vignette final cumulative paper. Again, this is part 3, and that's worth 30% of your grade, and that is due on Sunday of week 6. So you're going to be using materials from vignettes 1 and 2 as needed, and basically it's a paper that is building upon itself. So as you saw earlier, vignettes 1 and 2 are due earlier in the semester, and then week 3. I'm going to be going over every specific part of these assignments in more detail the week before they are due. So typically my goal is Sunday to post videos about the coming week. So if not Sunday, Monday, but my goal is Sunday, so that you have an understanding of exactly what the requirements are and any questions that came up that week and things like that. I'm bringing your attention to the course schedule. This is one of several places that you'll see the course schedule. It's really nicely outlined for you as far as what we're doing that week and what the topic is, assigned readings for that week, and then your assignments are going to be in the additionally section. This is one way to look at it. Another way to look at it, I want to bring your attention to, is if you're going into the main page of the course, I actually set up the calendar. I'm not actually sure how it's going to look for you guys, but hopefully just as user-friendly as it is for me. But you're going to see, for instance, that I put here all of the assignments as well. So let's take tomorrow or today, or whenever you're watching this, for example. I'm put in here that week 1 begins on August 29th. And when you open up that specific task, you're actually going to see the same exact thing that you saw in the syllabus and the course schedule right here. I do that because that's how my brain works. So maybe that's good for you guys as well. I just wanted to make sure that it's in different places for you. So let me go to September, where there's the majority of the assignments, so you can kind of see what that looks like. And then September, here you go. We have all of the weekly initial post due, discussion post due on Thursdays. You'll see that. If you open it up, you have a better understanding of what's required for each, the initial post due, and what a sufficient post is. Again, you'll see that I put week 2, week 3, things like that. And on the Sundays of each week, you're going to see that I put in all the assignments and when they are due. So the nice thing about this is you can kind of look at your week and see visually what is due when. To me, like I said, that's the most helpful. And hopefully that's helpful to you guys. So that will go until October 16th, which is the last day of the course. So it is a 7-week course. Okay, so I'm going to go back to that main page. Okay, so we have gone over the syllabus as well as the course schedule. Just want to again go over when is the work due. As we have said a couple times, the initial discussion posts are due by Thursday of the assigned week, 11:59 p.m. Response posts are due by Sunday of the assigned week, and all other assignments are due on Sunday of the assigned week. So pretty straightforward. I'm not changing any due dates. This schedule works really well. And I worked with a professor over the summer, and this was the schedule as well. And it seems to be the best way to kind of cover all the assignments. So that is the syllabus, that is the course schedule, and that is when the work is due. If you have any questions about that, please, please, please feel free to ask me. I'm here, okay? I look forward to working with you guys, and I will see you soon. The next video that I'm going to post is actually about week 1, all right? I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.